Did you know that Robert Downey Jr. was only 6 or 7 years old when he took his first puff of marijuana? And to top it off, his father was the one who took him to the crazy party and asked him to take a puff. But did the use of drugs stop there? In this video, we reveal the untold truth about Robert Downey Jr. We tell you some facts about his life that you've never heard before. Watch to the end to discover how dark Robert's life became. Starting off with problematic upbringing. Despite being one of the highest paid actors in the industry and having a successful career, Robert Downey Jr. had a very problematic past, and most of it depends on his challenging childhood. Robert Downey Jr. grew up at the center of the 1970s avant-garde scene with two eclectic parents who struggled with drug and alcohol addiction. Robert Downey Sr., his father, was a filmmaker. Elise Ann, his mother, was a down-and-out performer and a writer. Robert and his sister were exposed to substance misuse at a young age since their parents worked in the industry. Robert said that his first use of marijuana was when he was 7 years old. He described why he began doing drugs. "When my dad and I would do drugs together, it was like him trying to express his love for me in the only way he knew how." At age 5, the future celebrity caught the acting bug when he made his on-screen debut in his father's film, Pound. Because the arts were such an essential part of Downey Jr.'s unconventional and difficult childhood, becoming an actor seemed like a no-brainer. In addition to smoking marijuana at such a young age, he also dropped out of high school. Downey dropped out of high school. Robert Downey Jr. learned his art in various prominent locations while traveling around for his parents' numerous ventures. He told Vanity Fair that he studied ballet in London, acted at New York City's Stagedoor Manor Performing Arts Training Center, and high school theater plays in Santa Monica, California. Eventually, he dropped out of high school to focus on his career as an artist. However, success did not come easy to the emerging prodigy. In the early 1980s, he had to make a living as a struggling artist. In 2011, he addressed the Graham Norton Show about his struggle, saying, "I had a number of ordinary jobs." He explained that he supported himself by working in sales and restaurants. What happened at the Saturday Night Live show? Most comedy fans know that the 11th season of Saturday Night Live flopped in the mid-1980s. Still, not everyone knows that Robert Downey Jr. was a member of that ill-fated cast. 30 years later, Rolling Stones ranked him last among the cast of members of the sketch comedy series, stating, "Robert Downey Jr. is a master of humor," making him unfunny in Saturday Night Live's crowning achievement in terms of sucking. But he met his kryptonite on Saturday Night Live, where he sucked up a storm for the whole 1985 to 1986 season. The show's writing quality degraded that year, and the entire cast chemistry looked non-existent. However, Robert Downey Jr.'s destiny was written on the wall, and he was eventually sacked at the end of the season. If you want to watch a young Robert Downey Jr. in a comedy action, some of his Saturday Night Live skits have been archived on the internet. Share your thoughts about the clips in the comments section if you have already watched them. A movie that almost destroyed his life. His tragic and nuanced portrayal of a drug addict in 1987's Less Than Zero solidified his reputation, perhaps at a high personal cost. The film earned Downey much acclaim from publications such as New York Times. Still, the part intensified his lifelong battle with addiction. In 2003, Downey told The Guardian, "Until that movie, I took my drugs after work and on the weekends. That changed on Less Than Zero. First, the character was an exaggeration of myself. Then things changed, and in some ways, I became an exaggeration of the character. That lasted for longer than it needed to last." Between 1996 and 2001, Robert Downey Jr. was under constant police surveillance because he had resorted to drugs. In an interview, he explained why he had gone on that dead-end road. "It's like I've got a shotgun in my mouth, my finger on the trigger, and I like the taste of gunmetal." Sara Parker from Sex and the City. Downey dated Sarah Jessica Parker from Sex and the City in the late 1980s. The former couple met on the set of the 1984 drama Firstborn and began dating, but split up in 1991 due to Robert Downey Jr.'s worsening drug addiction. He confessed the whole truth at a show. "We were in a very conservative relationship because she was normal and I was out of my mind." He follows the Eastern philosophy. During his drug treatment, Robert Downey Jr. began studying Eastern philosophy. In addition, according to The Guardian, he began practicing meditation and mastering Wing Chun Kung Fu. These physical and spiritual disciplines not only came in useful during combat scenes in both Iron Man and Sherlock Holmes, but they also provided the troubled actor with a renewed outlook on life and stability while restraining his demons. Robert Downey Jr. told In Men's Journal that, "It's all about focus. Wing Chun teaches you what to concentrate on. whether you're here or out in the world dealing with problems. It's second nature for me now. I don't even get to the point where that's a problem. In addition to practicing meditation and mastering Wing Chun Kung Fu, he also has an extravagant hobby. An extravagant hobby. Robert Downey Jr. has an elegant collection of watches. It's so spectacular that GQ dedicated a section of his 2016 feature to it. I've always felt like you can learn a lot about a man by opening up his jewelry box. He jokes in the accompanying video clip from the magazine. In the clip, Downey goes through each watch revealing a special memory or unique story behind each one, including a $92,000 Jaeger LaCour piece worn in Iron Man 2, a priceless vintage Baume & Mercier owned by his grandfather, and a $33,200 Patek Philippe Natalis, which was a birthday gift from his wife Susan. His son got arrested for drug abuse. Indio, the firstborn of Robert Downey Jr., was charged with felony drug possession. His father provided $10,000 bail and even said, "Unfortunately, addiction has a hereditary component, and Indio has most certainly inherited it." There is also a lot of family support and understanding, and we're all committed to rally behind him and help him become the man he's capable of being. The following fact will change your image of Tony Stark. Not so good with technology. Tony Stark may be best known as a genius millionaire and playboy, but in real life, Robert Downey Jr. isn't as tech savvy. He sarcastically said in GQ, "I'm like those guys that dressed up like chimpanzees in the opening sequence of A Space Odyssey. People who can type, they're like Merlin." He went on to say, "To me, tech ultimately is a distraction from experience. And look, information is experience. You experience things when you get information. But I'll tend to sub-intentionally misplace my phone or my iPad or whatever multiple times a week." What happened when he tried singing? He's not just a talented actor, but he also has a great set of pipes. Robert has performed on stage with Sting and Jamie Foxx and even released his debut album, The Futurist, in 2004. Downey had mixed thoughts about the album, and he was correct, as the album failed to reach the top of the charts. It was neither critically nor commercially successful. The album peaked at number 121 on Billboard's 200 list and received mixed reviews. Sad life, but this won't stop him from being a good person, because on number 2 we have a social worker and activist in real life. Robert Downey Jr. devotes a significant amount of time and energy to philanthropic causes. In addition to visiting children like Tony Stark, he and his wife Susan Downey established the Random Act Funding Foundation in cooperation with Omaze in 2016. He said, "The organization is committed to providing kindness in the form of financial support on a local, national, and global level. Each year, we're going to band together, select a few different organizations that are actually changing the world, and then we're going to grant them the funds to achieve amazing things." Despite being so lovely towards the community, well, you'll know in the following fact. Robert hasn't won an Oscar yet. In 1992, Robert Downey Jr. cemented his place as one of the best performers of his age with his performance in Chaplin. The coveted role made him a household star and earned him an Oscar award nomination for Best Actor. He later received a second nomination for Best Supporting Actor for his role in Tropic Thunder in 2008. Yet, despite critical and widespread praise, Downey has never won an Academy Award. Thanks a lot for making it through the video, but we have a bonus for you. Robert Downey Jr. is not allowed in Japan. Unsurprisingly, actors with prior drug convictions may have difficulty entering a country, even the Iron Man himself. Robert Downey Jr. was famously detained for 6 hours at a Japanese airport in 2009 after his extensive arrest record was flagged while attempting to enter the country. Well, that's something. Thanks for watching. You are a legend if you made it to the end of the video. What would you do if Robert Downey Jr. randomly showed up at your door? Let me know in the comments section below. And before you leave, make sure to like the video and don't forget to subscribe to see more videos like this. See you guys in the next one.